Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. And today I bring you a couple of fun Halloween cards using the Chunky Checkers frame by Whimsy stamps. I'm going to be using it two different ways. So I started out with a whole bunch of different options on my desk. Wasn't sure what direction I was going to go, but as I sorted through some things, I figured it out. So if I miss telling you about a product that's on the screen, I'm going to try to remember to link everything downstairs in the description box. If I forget, because I am human and sometimes these things are done, hours and or days, sometimes even weeks after the fact, so I can forget a lot easily. Just shoot me a message, make a comment, just, simple, gentle reminders, and I appreciate that. And yeah. So like I said, this die is brand new from Whimsy Stamps. At least it's brand new at the time of this filming. This is the middle of August 2025. And this is called the Chunky Checkers die set. Now the die that I use to cut out that green panel is called the Wonky Stitched Rectangle die. And I use it a lot. Now the paper pack that I'm using is also from Whimsy, and I think I have put it away. I don't have it in front of me. It is an older pack. I will try to remember to link that downstairs. But again, if I forget, if you go looking for it and it's not there, just let me know. Or you can always just do a quick search on Whimsy Stamps and see what Halloween pads they do have available. So the green cardstock is a Stampin' Up. I can't remember the name of it, but this pack of card fronts is brand new to Whimsy as well. And it is called Lil Friends, L-I-L Friends. And I settled on this sweet little dragon and kitty. And then I just wanted to trim it down just a little bit because I like to do layers. So I ended up using, I think it was the second, maybe the third largest die from this My Favorite Things Dynamics Nesting Rectangle dies. And I just cut it out. And that orange and black Harlequin is from the same pattern paper pack as the green with the skulls and crossbones. So just pulled that out. I want to pull out some more of that orange that's in the card. And by the way, I have switched cards. So I started out with the green one, and then I thought I was going to find a card panel basically from the Little Friends pack to go on the green, but it just didn't work. So I started a second card. But again, that gave me the second option for different ways to use the chunky rectangle dies. So I was not disappointed about that. And so I'm going to continue on with this card for a little while, and then once I set it aside to dry, then I start working on the green one again. Now this stencil is from PM Artist Studio. It is by Carrie Griffiths, aka Carrie the Crafter, C-E-R-I the Crafter. And he designed this for PM Artist Studio. I believe it's called Leaves, and I got it in this size because I wanted to use it specifically for card making, case in point. And it does come in different sizes, so you can always check out PM Artist Studio and see what they have available. So I doing some mixed media on this card panel. This pattern paper is not designed for mixed media, for wet media, for that kind of thing. So just keep that in mind when you're doing some of these different techniques. And I always kind of push the limit with my papers and whatnot and find different ways to flatten them out if they crinkle and buckle and that kind of thing. But definitely had to pull in some mixed media. I love the way that looks. The white brightens it up, but then I wanted to pull in some more mixed media. So I pulled in a couple of my Distress Spray stains. I think I have Bright Persimmon, and I can't think what that one is. Something honey, wild honey, is that what it is? At any rate, yeah, I oversprayed quite a bit there. I meant to just keep it in the paste, but then I oversprayed, and then you guys know the nature of sprays. They just go everywhere, which I'm not mad about. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how it's going to go. So I sprayed my sprays. I tried to clean up my mess, and like I said, the orange kind of overtook. So I'm, there's my son's hand. He's in the craft room with me there. Use my little corner corner punch to kind of just give something different to the corners, and the paste on that particular corner was a little too thick. So the corner punch caught on it, and then it was just solid white, which I'm not mad about, but it didn't work. So I added just a little bit more of the Distress spray stain to that corner, dabbed it up, finished chomping the corners, and now I have added that smaller of the chunky frames. Why do I keep forgetting this name? Because that's my brain. Chunky Checkers frame. So there are 3 different sizes, and I've used the middle size on this one. So use some double-sided foam tape for the frame and for the whole panel. And now I have pulled out my, I can't remember the full name of it, but basically it's Dr. P.H. Martin's white. It's a paint, but I use it for splatter, and I added a little bit of water to it and splattered it all around. I wanted not only the splatter for the texture and just the feel that it gives to a mixed media project, but also I wanted that bright white to kind of brighten some of that dark orange up. So set that aside to dry, and then I pulled out this fun stamp set from Paper Artsy. It is called, I'm going to call it Another One Bites the Dust. I don't know if that's what it's called, but the number is ENB, Elephant November Boy 02. I don't know the phonetic alphabet. ENB02, and it's from Paper Artsy Eclectica. The designer is Nikki Battilana, Battilana. So there's that. And then I pulled out my Olo markers, and I found some that coordinated with that beautiful green cardstock or pattern paper from Whimsy with the skull and crossbones. And it's very simple coloring. I wanted that green outline as well, so using my markers to do that. I do come in with, I think it's a warm gray one, just to go over the accent lines and the spots up on his forehead there. And I use the gray to do that. And it's just quick and dirty, just making spots and lines. So use my scissors just to do a quick fussy cut around him. And like I said, I wanted that green, so I'm going around the edges. I also used a white gel pen just to add some highlights around there. But I wanted there to be some visual separation between the skull itself and that pattern paper. So that's where I use that panel, because when you cut out the chubby checkers or chunky checkers frames, there's the frame itself and then the inside panel. Now on the larger one on that card, I used that inside panel, and then I also used a layer from the same die set that cut out the pattern paper at a different size. Now this frame, or the panel that I'm using here to back up my skull, I make things too complicated, don't I? I apologize. Anyway, that particular panel was the insert of one of the frames. So I hope all that makes sense. Please let me know if it does not. Anyway, I used a little bit of some fun, chunky chenille yarn that was gifted to me by Anna White, and I just added that as an accent around that panel behind the skull. And then I am using one of the fun new die sets from Whimsy. These are the Quick Strips 2, and I like this particular one. I used it to die cut that sentiment, and the sentiment is from the same set as the Little Friends, the card covers. No, they're not called card covers. What are they called? Quick card fronts. A2 quick card fronts. So I thought that was very fun. And then I used another one of the Quick Strips 2 dies to cut out the trick or treat for that card. And then I had bats and those little jack-o'-lanterns. They were just in my stash. They were right here on my desk, had already been either fussy cut or die cut out and colored, and I just thought they were fun. And then I went back with some embellishments from This Calls for Confetti, and I added the white pearls to the dragon card and the black pearls to this card. And I just think they're so much fun. I really, really love these cards. And I have to say that I love these chunky checkers frames much more than I anticipated. I almost didn't get them because I just wasn't sure, but I'm glad that I did. I don't know why I'm uncertain. I always love my things from Whimsy. So lots of fun, Obviously, I didn't use just Whimsy products, but I wanted to play with those. And it's important to me to play with the new things that I get. And if you've been watching my hauls and my Happy Mail videos, I have a lot of new things. So I'll be playing with a lot. So guys, let me know what you think of these. Do you have the chunky checker frames? If so, what do you think about them? If not, do you think you'll get them? Let me know. Until next time, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Mwah! And I'm out.